Hey guys, welcome to the video. I'm Emma.
And I'm Peyton.
And today we're going to be tackling one of our most requested videos, how to string your lunchboxes.
Today we'll be teaching you the basics of stringing your light show wire, how to do different designs, and how to keep it neat and organized.
So to get started, each of you guys are going to get a light show wire with your lunchbox. It comes in 3 different patterns: solid, slow, and fast. Now we're going to show you guys where you're going to put your battery pack inside the lunchbox.
Start by unzipping the main compartment of your lunchbox. When you get to the inside of the bag, you'll see 2 strategically located pockets on the interior walls of the bag. These are specifically designed for your light show wire battery pack. Take your battery pack and slip it into the inside pocket with the clip facing inwards so that it remains in place regardless of how hard you dance during the show.
And we suggest that you guys unravel the wire and stretch it out so that it's easier to string through your lunchbox.
Yeah, these wires come pretty tangled when you first get them, so you want to kind of massage them out before you get started stringing. It will make things a lot easier. Along the top of the main compartment of the lunchbox, you'll notice 2 small holes on the side. This is where you string the light show wire through so that you can slip it through the elastic loops on the outside of the bag. You want to start by pulling the entire wire through that hole. You want to make sure that you have all of the wire to string with before you get going.
2 quick things we want to know before we start stringing the lunchbox. You guys will notice that we have these black elastic loops throughout the exterior of the lunchbox, which is what you're going to be using to string it. We also want to note that you guys should be avoiding the water refill system here where your bladder is located, so we're going to be stringing alongside it to avoid this opening.
We made sure to include loops around the outside of that pocket so that you don't need to cross the wires over the top. When you first start stringing your bag, I recommend starting with one of these 2 black loops up at the very top of the compartment. This will provide more of an anchor as you string the rest of the bag and make sure it doesn't get tugged or dislodged as you're stringing the remainder of the design. So you'll start just by putting that wire through, and you'll want to pull the remainder through as well. Make sure that you pull the entire wire through. And doing this with a friend is very helpful because you can always use an extra set of hands to help keep the cable out of the way. Thanks, Emma. We're going to walk you through a very basic design that we typically string bags when we first start them out. This is going to be a zigzag pattern around the outside of the bag. It will be a fun design that's engaging, that people will notice, but it also keeps the wire out of the way of anything major that you need to use on the bag. So starting with this loop at the top, we're just going to go straight through. And again, pulling that light show wire all the way through. This is where it also helps to have another set of hands from a friend. As you string the side of the bag, you want to make sure that you're not cinching it too tight, so that way you're not losing space on the interior compartment. And the easiest way to do that is get an extra set of hands. Have your friend hold the outside edges of the bag so that you can string the wire more easily. We begin setting the foundation of our zigzag pattern. It's just going to continue around the outside.
Practice makes perfect with this, you guys. Have fun with it. Try a bunch of different patterns, see what works best for you.
And just keep on going. As you get to the bottom of the bag, keep in mind that we included loops around every outside edge. So as we get to the bottom here, instead of zigzagging, we're going to take a hard right turn at the bottom so that we can keep the pattern going out of the way. The loops then extend around the entire bottom of the bag. So we're just going to keep this going in one line. Now you can see the zigzag pattern begin to take shape around the side of the bag as we move it around the bottom and up the other side. Again, take advantage of all the loops that are on the outside edge of the bag to really make sure that you're keeping it out of the way and keeping it organized. As you go up the other side of the bag, make sure to avoid the water refill pouch. You do not want to cross wires over the top of this because it will make it impossible to refill. Once again, use an extra set of hands from your friend if you need help stringing this. to continue the zigzag up the side. And you've made it back to the top. So now as you make it back to the top, you're left with this whole extra dangling wire. So what should you do with that? Well, because we've included 2 holes on the top of the bag, all you want to do is take the excess wire and put it back through the hole on the other side. This makes sure that the whole thing stays organized and it stays out of the way. You do not need to take the extra wire and wrap it all the way around the outside of the bag. And there you go. That's how you string your lunchbox. Now as an extra pro tip, once you feed the light show wire through to the inside of the bag, you're going to notice that you have this messy, extra dangling cord in there. And that's not what we want. So what you're going to do is simply coil up the remainder of your light show wire, pull the cable through around the wire so that it stays organized. This keeps the whole thing in one bundle, and then you can go ahead and slip it into the interior pocket of your main compartment. This keeps it out of the way, and you still have plenty of space on the inside for all of your other items.
So you guys, this is a super basic way of stringing your lunchbox. It's really easy, and again, practice makes perfect, so try out a couple different patterns and see what works best for you.
Yeah. But of course, this isn't the only pattern, so we want to take the time to show you a few more. Now that we've shown you how to do a pattern along the side of the bag, we want to show you how to do a pattern along the front skin of the bag. Because there's multiple channels where these loops actually sit, we want to make sure that you understand that you can actually string through the back panel, across the sides, and the front. So we'll show you a basic crisscross pattern on the front.
So I'm going to start the light show wire up here in this top loop, and basically you guys are going to want to string this across the front of the skin. So we're going to come over here, go through this loop, and again pull the wire through.
So as we do the zigzag pattern across the front of the skin, you just want to make sure that you're skipping every other loop to actually make the zigzag pattern.
And then you're going to come across to this loop right at the bottom corner here. And this creates a really nice zigzag pattern. And now you're going to come across the bottom of the lunchbox. So loop on the opposite side. And that's going to kind of frame the bottom here nicely. And then this top loop up here. And now you guys can either loop it through the top here, or again, you can just tuck it right back in to hide all the excess wire here.
And you'll finish it on the inside of the loop, just like we showed you before. And once it's all done, you can light it up and have your favorite pattern. So this is just a simple way to string the light show wire across the front of your bag. Now we'll take a moment to show you a lot of other crazy designs that you can do, both utilizing the side walls and the front of the bag. This design that I did here, I like to call the X Factor. It's a pretty simple design. You just have to do a wrap around the outside edge all the way around, and then you come back to this point here, cross downwards, go around the bottom, cross back up, and you just finish it at the top like all the other designs.
Simple and easy.
Exactly.
Awesome.
On top of the designs that we showed you here today, there's many more ways that you can design the light show wires around your lunchbox. Try using multiple light show wires. Try using different colors together. You can also braid wires together in groups of 2 or 3. You can also do designs across 2 skins of a lunchbox, like we've seen many Lunchbox fan members do before.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you see any designs out in the wild at a festival or a live event, go over and say hi, meet other Lunchbox fan members, and check out how they strung their lunchboxes.
Yeah, I think one of our favorite parts is always seeing the creativity that you, the Lunchbox fan, put into the designs and the love that truly goes into it. So we appreciate seeing what you have, and we hope that you'll show other people what you have too. And
also tag us in your photos at It's the Lunchbox. We want to see what you guys are designing so we can share it and possibly put it on our website one day.
Yeah. One of the most requested items from the Lunchbox fam is actually a guide for lightshow wire design so that you have an instruction manual to kind of create some of the designs that you see out in the wild. And we would like your input.
So you guys tag us in your photos or DM us on Instagram. If you guys have special names for the designs you came up with, let us know. And we're gonna be picking some of our favorites to come out in our guide coming very soon.
Yeah.